Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 6:35 here on the East Coast, but I'm not in Atlanta anymore. I'm in Central Florida. So that's why I'm doing this on my laptop. That's why the sound is kind of funky, and that's why the picture's a little smaller. And it's also why the video is going to be as compact as possible to make sure that I get to upload it, because sometimes the hotel connections are a little flaky. Before we take a look at the chart, just need to remind you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. And finally, I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So guys, this is really, if you looked at the weekend video, you really know almost everything you need to know to look at this chart yourself and to know what has happened. But I will put it in clearer terms. Basically, the last 4 days prior to today, and you could maybe even count the 28th in on this too, now looks to be we broke our kind of funky channel line. If you don't know what I mean by that, read the notes for yesterday or look at the weekend video. When we broke that, we knew that this line couldn't hold for long because it was just going up at a blistering pace. So we started to sell down, but we identified the strong potential here of a bull flag. And to my eyes, it looks like we broke out of this bull flag. We're still not a technically significant margin above the top line, but from the way it's behaving, we broke out today right at the open, back tested. You can see it here on the 3-minute chart. Broke out, back tested, lost some data, and tell me what happened. Tell me the markets weren't. I was driving 8 hours today. Tell me that this isn't true. But I assume this is just some missing data. So we broke out, went sideways a bit, and then started upwards and onwards and upwards near the end of the day, and closed very near, not quite, but very near the highs of the day. So I would now expect this line to be support should we come back to retest it. Now, the level that we have at this particular point right here is about 1760, and here we are at 1768. So we're less than 0.5% above this line. You know, I'd like to see that full 1%. Let's see if we make that margin tomorrow. The other thing that I think is worth mentioning here, and I think you may read my mind, is we now may be looking at an inverted head and shoulders continuation pattern that has developed out of this bull flag. And if that is the case, then we would need to get more of a breakout than just this little move we saw at the end of the day. But if we do get more, and it does behave as an inverted head and shoulders pattern, and you know, so far over the past 4.5 years, I don't think we've had an inverted head and shoulders pattern that has not met its target. Now, sometime it's gonna happen, because they don't do it 100% of the time. They do it roughly 80% of the time. Some people say as high as 85%. But let's see where our target is if this is an inverted head and shoulders that we're looking at. And assuming that we are in the process of breaking out, folks, we would be looking at a minimum target of about 1782 to 1783. And that would be setting a new all-time high in the S&P. Now, one other thing I want to show you real quick, and then I'm going to upload the video and do my notes. The other thing I want to show you is that there is no resistance line. There is no trend line, other than the possibility of running into a little resistance around 1775, simply because that was a previous high. But there is no trend line that can conceivably get in the way of this 1782 target. All of the trend lines at the close today are much higher than 1782. So let's see if we get that follow through tomorrow, and if we get that that nice move up. And you know, this market, I just think every opportunity, when we see when we have a question right now, and it's been this way for years, when in doubt, expect the upwards move. I think that might have bitten me one time in the past 3 or 4 years. But for the most part, where I'm usually fooled is when I'm expecting a downwards move and the market plows right on up. So guys, that's it for the video for November 4th, 2013. Thanks for watching, and I really do appreciate your support and your yeah, that's all I need to say. I really do appreciate your support. I sincerely and honestly hope this helps you in your own thinking about things, in your own formulation of your own ideas. I don't want you to do anything based upon what I say or upon where I draw these lines, but I hope that you form your own ideas perhaps, and you get your own sense with maybe some of these techniques to help you. Thanks again. Take care.